Very choppy, unpredictable day, a day that wants to take your lunch money. Anyway, we have a pintail. It has not closed above. It's open or yesterday's close, so it's below those lines there. It has swept previous day, but you know, it went up overnight, came all the way back down. It's been chopping up and down, up and down. So I'm not excited about it. If we look at our main trends if we're trying to take a trend trade, then I need my time charts to agree and the moving averages to all agree. And by the time they do, it switches position. That's what happens in a choppy range kind of market. By the time, the best trade setup I think I saw was something like this. All of them were going up like this, up, up, up. Right here, candle closed above on the 2000 tick chart. That's exactly what happened right over here. Started closing above. That was the trade setup for me right there. Okay, so if I'm going with direction, trend, I want to see something like this right here. Definitely, the market's about to open. If it can continue to go in that direction, I might try it. But then again, don't forget what we're looking at here. These dashed lines are either targets or resistance, so we got to be careful. Here's a good strong. The bell's about to open, and the bell just did. The bell just opened, and we got that candle to the upside, which it didn't break this trend line. There's no consolidation. Plus, I'm concerned about those dashed lines. That's the close of yesterday, the open of yesterday, and you can see right here the open. It's tried already several times to get up over the top. I'd want to see it clear it, consolidate, test it, and then keep going before I can really trust it in terms of trend trading. Now, are there other strategies? Sure, there's potential Fibonacci pullbacks here. Let's go ahead and measure this out. It potentially, Fibonacci trade would get me something like this. If it pulls back into the golden zone on this 2000 tick chart into this golden zone, I could look to take a trade on the 100 tick chart, some kind of pattern that I like. If it pulls down into that area right here and gives me what I'm looking for, I can take a trade off of that area. That's another strategy. Right now, I'm not looking to do the $250 risk strategy either. Like I said, it's got to get up over the top of these lines, this trend line. It's got to hold, maybe test. I would like to see a test and a hold and a consolidation, and then prove to me that you're going to stay up there. I like this pattern, a nice flag pattern before the breakout is and right at these levels. It could indicate that that's going to bust right through. I can see momentum traders taking that trade. I'm tempted to take that trade. I like this right here. This is looking real good actually. And if it goes, it's going to go without me. It's just now hitting that trend line up here in between the two lines, and I'm just not feeling brave enough to take that, to be honest with you. So let's see what happens. Maybe it will, to be honest with you. So let's see what happens. Maybe it'll test. Come down and test. Well, see, it didn't break up over the top of the trend line, over the top of these dashed lines. But here's the test of the close of the open of today. Does it want to stay a green day? Does it want to stay green? It'll have to stay above that dashed line there. Does it want to get higher than yesterday's close? It'll have to come up here. Let's see. Dancing in the middle here is okay for a minute. I'm not going to take the trade yet. I'm just not. See, testing the open again. Let's go to the 250 tick. That 100 tick is, maybe even 500 tick. Let's see what we got here. 500 tick. Yeah, let's see what we got here. 1000 tick. There we go. Now we're getting into something. Let's zoom out to the 10,000 tick chart. You can see this area could be trouble. If it breaks through it, it breaks through it, but I just got to wait. Waiting has been something I need to work on. Doesn't matter if you miss a trade. It doesn't matter. It does not matter if you miss something. What matters is that you have a plan and you stick to your plan. That's what matters. Day 5. Oh, I didn't change it. Today is day 14, not day 5 of the 50-50 challenge. Make $50 before you lose $50. Last night we broke even. I should be on account account 6. Okay, there we go. See how it's just coming back down after getting into between these areas, after hitting the trend line. 50% pullback into this range is really all I can see, because it'll be testing this order block area here, maybe sweeping some liquidity and maybe trying for that trend line again. If it doesn't go here, and it really acts like it wants to, but we're getting this lovely megaphone pattern. I mean, I could see people being desperate to take trades and just playing games and just taking a shot, but you got to put that mentality aside. You got to start thinking, this is a business, this is real money, this is how I'm going to eat, this is how I'm going to pay the bills, this is how I'm going to donate to people, this is how I take care of my family, this is how I can't just be in a video game mentality and, you know, oh well, it doesn't matter. Every trade matters. Every trade's important. So we're just going to have to wait patiently here. Haven't really looked at the hour chart. Yeah, if you just look at the hour chart only, I mean, this thing is pretty sideways. It definitely would have to get up over the top, at least of the trend line. It's kind of wanting to get up over that trend line, isn't it? Well, in the hour chart, let's see what we got here. Yeah, same thing. It's struggling to get over the hour chart trend line as well. That's the hour chart. Might not get a trade in this live stream today. Another liquidity sweep for those guys that just can't wait, trying to get breakouts, trying to go early. Another comes right back down, sweeps again. Would not be surprised if we get that 50% pullback down to that golden zone. Would not be surprised. Now, to go short, I'm going to have to see it. It's not a good setup for shorting yet. I'd have to see. Okay, it might be a good short opportunity here, but what are you going to short into? Right into all this support level? Right into these? Sometimes there's just not a clear path for a really decent trade. You might have something that looks good on one time chart, but it's terrible on another. And you know, to get a perfect setup is really what it's all about. Now, if I feel momentum and I see momentum, I'll take it, even if there is resistance. But in a slow market where, you know, there's a lot of different obstacles, there's a lot of reaction, a lot of ping-ponging around, back and forth. And that's all we're getting right now. And out of the blue, though, you know, how many times have we seen the market just take off? Do what you wanted to do. Do what you've been expecting, and then go without a break, without a stop, and you can hardly get in it. But that's better for me. Okay, now go over the top of that line and stay over the top of this line. Stay over the top of these lines and consolidate or something. If it just keeps going straight up, it's almost useless too. Well, there's the close. That's a strong move. Now, we have some good momentum here. We have some good momentum, so I could get a trend line break here to the upside. Now I'm looking for a trend line break to the upside. If it stays, though, I'm kind of not waiting for the
Order filled.
I'll take it. Let's see if it keeps going. It looks like some good momentum here.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order canceled.
Got it. All right, we got our trade, and it's only because we got what we wanted. I didn't wait for the consolidation, but the strong move indicates it's going to keep going. You got to get your trend line breaks in when you see that momentum, and usually you can get it on the first one or the second one after it starts going for a while. And you got the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth trend line break. I hate getting in on that last trend line break when the run is over. That bites. That really bites. But we got our move. We got our move, and we got. We didn't get. I was thinking consolidation, test, retest. It can still do that. It can still do that, but. Sometimes if you get enough experience, you can see that momentum, and you got to jump on that momentum. The momentum is what really got me into this trade right here. So we got a 1-to-1 on it. Probably should have trailed it better. Probably would still be in it, but that's the only disappointment I'm having on this right now. But like I said, we had to wait. We had to wait for it to get up over the top of today's open, yesterday's close, and when it did, that's where and it kept going really fast and really strong. Right here, I said, okay, first trend line break, we're going to get it, and boom, we took it. And classic mistake of not staying in it. I'm working on that. But what I do like about what I did today is that I waited. I didn't get chopped around in this area. I stopped. I thought about it. And I made a determination. I said, okay, I'm not taking a trade until X, Y, Z happens. And when X, Y, Z happens, then I'll take my trade. And I waited and waited. Alarms going off. This thing's still going. Now I could be taking trades right here. If I didn't take the one down there and already almost hit my daily goal, I'd be desperate to continue to take these trades. And they'd all be working. And what I like to see is all my exponential time charts, the 5,000 tick chart and the 500 exponentially downsizing, all agreeing. And if you can get the 5-minute, 15-minute, everything saying yes, then typically your trend line breaks will be successful. And a lot of times they're extremely successful. But now we're hitting something up here. 200 moving average on the 15-minute chart, and we're hitting a moving average on the hourly chart. So I expect this to come back down below that pivot, and the kind of day we've been having, the kind of week we've been having. What happened yesterday? Well, the market took off and was strong, and then the next thing you know, for no reason, well, I'll give you the reason. It hit that momentum line up there on the day chart, got real bullish, and decided to reverse on us, and ended up just going down, 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 down. So, yes, this is bullish for now. And yes, as long as my other time charts are agreeing and I'm getting some decent trend line breaks, I'll take some longs. But I have to be aware that until, it's got a lot of resistance up here. So you could just, I think 1-to-1s maybe. 1-to-1 returns on them. But then again, if I trailed this stop, I would be very happy right now. If I would have trailed that right there, I'd have been so happy. This is where I got in. This is where I got out. I just wanted to get some profit, man. I just want to take it, But this is typical of me, and this is one of my weaknesses. This is what I tend to see as an error on my side, as not holding my winners. Not holding my winners is a massive problem. Major problem. All right, so now 50% pullback. Can we get a 50% pullback of this move into the golden zone? And can we see the pattern that we want? Structure, anything like that? Let's put that over here. Yeah, we got the 50% pullback right over here on this higher time chart. This is where it had to come into, and it's right at the 50% level, 60% level, a little bit more than that. It's right into these pivots and right into that fair value gap. So it could go down into the 76 zone. I said I wanted it to test the close of yesterday. We had the open of yesterday. I originally said I'm not taking a trade until it gets up here and consolidates. It has not tested and it has not consolidated yet. So what that means is that it could still do that. And here it comes down into this area right here. Now, just because it's coming down that area, I'd have to see my pattern that I like to see on the 100-tick chart. See if I can get it, because it's going down bloody fast. Here it is. It's right in that zone. It's touching some. It gets over the top. Let me see. Am I going to get it? Am I going to get it?
Order filled.
I'll give it a try. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Order filled.
I'll take whatever I can get because it's my pattern. I love that pattern. We'll take it. We'll take it. Okay, so yeah, it closed up above. It consolidated. What I like to see it do is go over the 8 and the 20 EMA and consolidate. Once I saw it consolidating, I jumped in it. Had to be quick to move my stop down. Got out right there. And because it, like I said, I don't necessarily trust the longer term holding on this thing right now. Not with what's going on in the day charts and stuff. I just can't do it. So I'll take whatever I can get and nickel and dime my way to paying my rent, because I need to pay my rent. So now it's back down below, in and out, back down below. Where's it going? Nobody knows. We can do another Fibonacci here on this, here, and this here. Next golden zone of interest is this area right here. It's down a ways, and it's pretty wide. So we don't need that in there anymore. Get rid of that. Don't really need that anymore. Let's get rid of that. All right, so yeah. Trendline breaks to the downside, however, until we get to that point, are looking at more and more interesting. Why? Because on my higher time charts, we've got a breakdown and the moving average crossover. I like to see price get below the 20 and start consolidating and then continuing. When it does that, we can look for trend line breaks over here going this way, going to the downside. And missed it. I'm too busy talking. Went up and tested and come right back down. Boy, that's a beautiful setup. Let me see where I'm at here. Dang it, I missed it. Too busy talking, or I'm just scared. I don't want to give anything back, man. I don't want to overtrade. But when you see the setup, this, you can't be afraid to take it. You just can't. That was it. That was the setup right there, especially after the retest. That red candle, this consolidation, there's my entry, there's my stop loss. Because that's also falling below the close of yesterday. This dash line is the close of yesterday. Having this event at the close of yesterday is even more important of a signal that, hey, you can probably get a 1-to-1, at least a 1-to-1 on it. Okay, that's all we're trying to do here. It's all we're trying to do, because each setup has at least a value of a 1-to-1 on it if you're not trying to get greedy, But so here it comes back up into that area. Here's another trend line break opportunity. Let's see if it breaks that trend line. What it gives us is back up into the close of yesterday. What's it going to? Is it going to get rejected? There it goes. It's getting rejected again. I should try to do this. Oh, I want to so bad, but I just don't want to give back anything. There it goes. Yeah, I know. I'm scared. I don't want to give anything back. Let's see what happens, though. Still curious. Enter right there. I tell you what, once it gets anywhere near 1-to-1, I like to break even on it. See, I'd be crapping my pants right now. My stop loss is up here. Would have been if I took I would have been stopped out of that. So yeah. Okay. First one, usually, when you get a good setup, the first time can get you a 1-to-1. A lot of times they say, though, you know, the second attempt, there's nothing wrong with taking it the second time. But in this case, the second time would have failed. Second time would have failed. We can't go long yet until it comes down into the Fibonacci level, Fibonacci golden zone, which happens to coordinate with that pivot level there. And then we can't go long until we get a trend line break and close above the moving averages over here. That's the 2000 tick chart. 2000 tick chart and the 100 tick chart, exponential difference in time expansion, gives us a cooperative effort. Here's a close above. Let's see if it closes above. I'm going to go to the 250 tick, the 250 tick. Now we got to close above here, going back the other way. So any trend line breaks going this way would be viable. I don't know if I'm just in observation mode or if I'm really going to take them, because I do not want to give back my money today. I've already hit my $50 target. 50-50 challenge, make 50 before you lose 50 on 1 micro. Trading 1 micro, the goal is to make $50 before you lose it. 100-day challenge, 100-day challenge. I'm in day 14. And not day 5, day 14. I got to change that picture. Yeah, here's the trend line break. I'm just going to keep observing and meditating on what I should do and would do. I probably would be break even if I had taken that loss down here. So I'm so glad I didn't take that loss. This is looking good though. Some pintails, some testing, get a breakout there. Trend line. I wouldn't blame anybody for taking this trend line break. This trend line break right here. Even if it doesn't work, this is a really, really good opportunity right here. You can't really, you know, blame somebody for taking that. You know, I don't know where to put the stop necessarily. Sometimes a bigger stop is definitely better. But I don't like to lose more than $50. So this is a $35 risk right here for me. If I would have got in, where would we have gotten in? Though, probably wouldn't have gotten in there. Let's say we got in late. Or sometimes when it pulls back, I wait till it gets down into this area right here. That way my risk is less. I love doing that. I do that all the time. Yeah, let's see. Would have got that. That was actually a $50, 2 contracts, $100. I only have 1 contract. That would have been $50 more. Cool. And just observing from this point forward and maintaining a psychological awareness of the strategy and observing the wins and losses is all I'm going to do the rest of this live stream, because I'm just not going to take a risk and give back the $50. Whatever you can do with 1 micro, you can do with 1 mini, and I'd be up $500 with 1 mini. So the goal is to do a 50-50 challenge with a micro, and if at the end of the 100 days, you know, if I'm profitable, I can understand that I can do that with 1 mini as well. So that's why I'm training this way. That's what my goal is. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. Things still running. All right, well, I'm going to end the live stream. I'm pretty happy with this today. Every day, Monday through Friday, when the market's open, we're live streaming at 9:30, doing the same strategy and technique, up and down, whichever the market gives us, go with the market and have a strategy that is adaptable and flexible and manage that risk. All right, I'll see you in the next video, everybody. God bless.